Good day, preppers, and welcome back to South African Prepper. So for today's video, how to prepare against a bank collapse. And the reason for this video, the inspiration comes from the banks in America that are busy and has collapsed. So what happened was I read an article about some of these clients of the banks wanting money, and then they actually got arrested for getting a bit aggressive. So that gives us an indication what will happen once a banking system collapses and people do what they call a bank run. You literally go to the bank, you want to get your money out, there's no money, and people tend to get a bit aggressive. So these clients actually got arrested. But don't worry, Biden said that people in America needn't worry about the bank crises, and this is according to Reuters. I think 7 banks that are busy or have collapsed. But he said, don't worry, the federal government will take over these banks, and the American people, they don't need to worry because you will get your money. And this is what they call, aka cotton balling, the new digital, don't say it, to implement digital currency. But that's just me being a conspiracy theorist. So how do we as preppers or the preparedness community actually prepare for a bank collapse? So in South Africa, we are fairly lucky, I would say, because the banks are privately owned. They've got one goal in mind, that is profit. But we are tied to the Reserve Bank of South Africa. So yes, we are and we should be preparing for a shortage of cash, because you must understand that as I am making this video, 4 of the major banks in South Africa are working on processes to digitalize money. Okay, they want to take cash money out of the system, even in South Africa. So will this be possible? I would say in the near future, very near future, we're going to see a cashless society. And remember, they want to make it a cashless society because at the end of the day, conspiracy theorists, they want to control you. Okay, so how do we as preppers prepare for a bank collapse, or aka digital currency? Okay, so I've decided to stretch my brain about this. I've made a video before about gold and silver. Strangely enough, it's a video that hasn't gotten so many views. But let's jump into what the guy in the video suggests and what the guy in the video is doing to prepare for a bank collapse. And obviously the first little tip is what we all do, is to gather up and store up food. Okay, various foods, dried foods, canned foods, dehydrated foods, freeze-dried foods, powdered foods, because this will help you to actually prepare for a bank collapse. The second tip is to actually not have money in the bank. So how do you do this? Okay, how do you not have money in today's society and not have money in the bank? That's a fairly big challenge, because even in South Africa, we are used to swiping our cards, our debit cards or credit cards, whenever we go to the stores, or wherever we put in fuel, or wherever we buy supplies for the farm. So the second tip is not to have cash in the bank. Okay, so how do we not have cash in the bank? Okay, as a prepper, we don't have cash in the bank because we have bought food. Okay, we have stored up food. We have stored up seeds. Okay, seeds is actually going to become a commodity that you can sustain your family with, you can trade with. Seeds, seeds, and seeds. Okay, as many seeds as you can. You can never, ever, ever have enough seeds. The fourth one is, or is it the third one? The fourth one, yes, is gold and silver. Okay, so if you are standing the risk of losing your money inside of the bank, Okay, silver and gold, and I've said this before, I've made a video about this. Silver and gold is a thing that you can hold in your hand. Okay, it's something that you can touch. Well, I don't know if you can smell or lick gold and silver, but it's a physical thing. Okay, if the bank does not collapse, if your bank does not collapse, okay, and you have the gold and the silver, you can always sell it. Okay, but if you have cash in the bank and the bank collapses, you've got nothing. Deadly do squat. You're in trouble, buddy. Okay, gold and silver, fantastic thing. You can bury it in the ground, okay, where nobody can find it. You can hide it. Okay, you can buy and sell gold once anarchy and shit hits the fan, or afterwards, after a disaster. Gold and silver has been used for thousands and thousands of years. You see, people think being a prepper, you need to redesign a wheel. You don't. The wheel is already in existence. Gold and silver has been around forever and ever and ever. And then our last little tip for avoiding or protecting yourself against a bank collapse is to have animals and livestock. Now, I've said this many times before. When South Africa is going to collapse, okay, we are going to have, firstly, you're going to have violence like we've never seen before. And secondly, we are going to have shortages of note. Okay, now we're already seeing, I'll try and put the article in the description. South Africa is or will be facing a food shortage because of the power crisis. Okay, farmers are power hungry. Okay, those big pivots, central irrigation systems that you see when you're driving, okay, those ones that make the big round circles, those irrigation units are power hungry. Okay, they use electricity like anything. And unfortunately, too many commercial farmers are using them. They are too reliant on the electricity grid. Okay, and there will be, in the near future, we will see a food shortage in South Africa. So, let's quickly recap. You have to have your food storage in place, okay, to protect yourself from a bank collapsing. You have to have seed. You have to have gold and silver. You have to have livestock and animals. Okay, those are the things that are going to protect you against a collapse of a bank. Remember again, if your money is stuck in the bank and it collapses, it's gone. Bye-bye. Okay, it's like flushing your money down the toilet. So make sure that you as a prepper shield yourself and your family against the possibility of a bank collapse and the possibility of them making money digital. Okay, remember, digital money is to control you. Okay, it's to make sure that they know what you're buying and they will decide if you are allowed to buy it or not. Okay, and then the last little tip, ammunition. Ammunition. Lots and lots of freedom seeds. This is South African Prepper. Guys, please like, share and subscribe, and God bless.